with cancer treatments and things, even though I wasn't like given chemotherapy or radiation or anything. Because I had all my lymph nodes taken out, I was left with something called lymphedema, which if you Google it, it looks crazy, like they go so big. I don't know how they manage with that. Because I'm quite active, debatable, mine isn't that bad because of that. It's basically like what was happening with the water build-up. My lymph nodes are struggling to sort that out and things like that. I had a big leg for quite a bit of time. It wasn't as big as you'll see on Google, but it was like really swollen. It feels like I've got, you know, when kids grab onto your leg and you're walking and they don't let go, it feels like that to me. And it also like weighs more. It's just big, it's not nice. So I've got that. I had to go to a Marie Curie hospice place to get fitted for these like stocking things or tights that are like compression ones I'm meant to keep on top of it. I wore them a lot for the first like year or so, but then my body kind of got used to it. So I still do have lymphedema, like it's killing today, but a lot of the time it's barely there. My right leg is always a little bit bigger, but it's nothing compared to what it was like. I think as I get older and I get less active, like when I'm an old lady, hopefully, I think it'll get a bit worse when I get older, but who knows. So we were meant to go to Orlando the next year before any of this happened, but we all thought because of all the crap we'd go that year. So it was really nice to be able to go there. My lymphedema was quite bad at that time in terms of like being anxious and things. I had a bit of a weird turn one day in Universal. For anyone who knows me, like I'd live in Orlando if I could. It's my favourite place ever. But my brain was kind of saying to me like, oh, you know, you didn't think you'd ever see here again, and it's not actually that good, and things like that. I was like, but it is, like it's everything, like I love it, it's my favourite thing. And because I was so scared at one point, you know, for a few months, being like, oh, I'll never do this again, I'll never do this again, because honestly I didn't know if I would. It was just a really strange thing, like my brain was trying to convince me that everything I liked wasn't worth being here for, as dramatic as that sounds. And that was so horrible. Like it was like a two-way thing. It was like it was split in two, and that was really horrible. I remember like really panicking and crying. The same thing happened over Christmas. I absolutely love Christmas. I spend it with my family and we just have lovely little traditions, and I was like crying because I was so thankful, but then the other side of my brain was like, oh, you wanted this and this is it. I was like, but it's great, like I'm having the best time. It was so strange. So yeah, stuff like that's happened like since then, and I've never like really, I've spoken about them a bit, but yeah, it's I don't know why it does that, no idea. Unfortunately, that Christmas on Boxing Day, I was getting out of the shower, I was using all my new body stuff, and I was putting body cream on, and behind my knee I found a big lump. And it was like a knuckle. Like literally if you do that and do that, that's what it felt like under the skin. And at first we thought it was a tendon. No one thought straight away it'd be anything bad, because a few days earlier I'd had one of my checkups where they like examined my leg and things. So we didn't really know what that was. I went straight in, I think it was like Boxing Day's the 26th. I think I was back in by the 28th. They said, oh yeah, I think that's a reoccurrence. And I was just like, oh, for God's sake. At this point I was literally just like completely just shut down again. I was just like, I have just come out of this. By reoccurrence, they do use that term, or some of the doctors I saw use that term. It was cancer. It was a bit that they'd kind of not found in the lymph nodes thing. It was just a bit of leftovers basically that had grown, and it'd come up, and yeah. So I had an operation at the beginning of January to get that out. It was a horrible time again, because obviously it would have been possible that they'd find another one, and I was like, I can't be bothered with this just popping up every few months. I don't want to do it. I got the results through. It was cancer, but we were all expecting it. So then he just said, you know, oh no, you know, it's fine, it does sometimes happen, but you will just get back on your checkups. We'll just keep a close eye on you, and we want to scan you as well. So like, I really didn't like the scans. I didn't mind actually doing them, but it was the waiting afterwards. I can't deal with it. Like every time the post would come, if I was waiting for results for it, I was like having panics. If I got a letter from the hospital, I'd have a massive panic attack. It was not nice. I think I had about 2 or 3 scans, and I'd had me scan before, like during my operations, and they all came back clear. But to me, I was like inconsolable every time I was waiting for it, because with the feeling for lumps and things, I can do that myself and I can feel it, but I had no way of knowing before the scan results if there was anything there, and that waiting just kind of took me back to the second operation where I knew absolutely nothing. I think like just the possibility of it starting all over again just absolutely terrified me. I hated it, and I just never wanted to feel like that. At my next dermatology appointment, I spoke to them about it, and I was like, I'm really struggling with my anxiety through all this. I don't know what to do. I'm completely, like, it's gone past being manageable now. I don't know what to do about it. And they referred me to therapy and to see a therapist. I don't know if you call it counselling or therapy, I'm not too sure, but I'll just say see a therapist. I went to therapy for about 2 or 3 months, and the lady who I was seeing, I knew from the beginning that she was only there for a couple of months, and at the end of seeing her, I would get the option to stay on and go and, you know, have a new therapist. But I thought that was enough. I went to therapy. It was really, really useful. It was nice to like learn about anxiety. Mental health's only really being spoken about now-ish. Like when I was younger, we didn't really learn about it in school. I didn't really know what it was and how to deal with it. And it was nice to learn about it, to learn why we do it and why we think that way, and to notice like the cycles in my thinking and to try and break that. It's really, really useful. Go to therapy if you can. So I decided I didn't want to carry on with therapy. I thought I've learned enough to kind of deal with this myself now. I'll be all right. I also asked about the scans and possibly stopping them, and my dermatologist said, like, in more words than this, he basically said, you'll probably find a lump the same time a scan would find anything. So yeah, like if you really don't want them, we can stop them, because in my head I was worried that I'd get a whole new bad thing from the radiation that goes into the scans. I was like, I'm trying to avoid this. I don't want that. It was kind of agreed to stop the scans. They said like they'd prefer me to have them, but it wasn't like everything that they were doing for me was just belts and braces, you know, to make sure nothing went wrong. It was just another extra thing to check I was okay. They kind of said, you know, if you don't want them, you don't want them, you don't have to have them. So I stopped having them. I carried on for a few years getting checkups, and every few months. Then Christmas just gone, I went for one of my checkups. A doctor came in and she said, today's actually your all clear appointment. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, today's your all clear appointment. We don't really need to see you anymore. She said, we're still keeping you on the books because you're so anxious, and we want you to be able to have a professional check you every year, which I thought was so lovely of them. And yeah, she basically said, you know, you're not a concern to us anymore. Basically, she's like, in the nicest possible way, we're not worried about you. We're not going to check you anymore for us, it's more for your peace of mind. And again, I was able to tell everyone the good news. I waited to tell my mum and dad in person this time. Matty was with me in the appointment, so he like found out with me. I asked my mum and dad if we could go to theirs for dinner, and then you know, I was able to see them in person, like react to it, and that was so nice. And yeah, it was lovely to tell everyone the news, and I got to ring everyone. Like once my mum and dad knew, I told like all my family. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm up to now. For like people who don't know what I do, I've been acting, dancing and singing since I was about 11, and unfortunately I can't really dance anymore. That's a bit annoying because I always wanted to do like musical theatre and things, and all my university courses have been centred around that. So I'll have to have a bit of a rethink. I don't want to be negative about all this. Like, I'm so grateful that I've got the all clear now, and you know, I've come out the other side, but it's the strangest thing to have something consume your life for that long, and then like right now I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to do. I really don't. I'm so confused. It's strange not to have it right there worrying about, and I mean I still do worry about it, you know, just because they've kind of said, oh, you're all clear, blah, 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 it doesn't mean, you know, I don't ever worry. Like, I do have thoughts where I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel right, oh my god, no, oh, not again. I don't think that's gonna go away anytime soon, but I'm really, really grateful that that's, you know, it's hopefully all done now. Touch wood. I've done this like 5 times, but touch wood. The other things that have kind of like happened with me, I'm a lot less patient with people, as horrible as that sounds. I used to, I don't know, I feel like I used to take a lot of crap, and now I'm just kind of like, no, like I've got no time for people who are horrible or draining or negative, like, no. Can't do it. Also, on the other hand, I don't really go out as much. I stay in quite a lot. I do love staying in, I love having a snuggle, but sometimes I stay in that much that I forget how to communicate with people, and I think it's come from this, being a bit like, I don't really know what to say. But my anxiety and panic attacks have like just become a lot less frequent, like massively, the past couple of years, and it's been like the past year and a half, and it's been because of my little angel Chihuahua, who is asleep under my bed right now. She keeps getting herself in because it's nice and toasty, but she's just been absolutely amazing. I think it's nice to have something to look after, and she's just amazing. She stays with me all the time. She's so cute, and yeah, she's seems to take all my worry away. I just love her. So it's been a long one. I don't know if this will end up being in parts, but if anyone's got any questions, like, let me know. I'm more than happy to, you know, answer any questions anyone's got. I know I've said like, oh, sometimes I don't like talking about it, blah blah blah, but honestly, like, ask questions, it's fine. But as I said in the beginning, please don't send me pictures of moles. I don't know. I hope if anyone is going through this now, like, just, it's the most cliche thing ever, and it's so much easier said than done, but try and like see the positive side of things. If like with my third results, I lose track, where they said, you know, there's it's spread, but it's only in 3 out of the 5. Be like, hey, I've got 2 clear lymph nodes. Like, just try and think like that, because it's horrible worrying, and it's gonna probably happen that you're gonna absolutely worry for ages. Try and speak to people about how you're feeling mentally as well, because I didn't, and have internalized a lot that is coming out now, and it's not good. So yeah, like, there's nothing embarrassing about having a hard time in your noggin. Do your best to see like the positive things, do things you like, write things down, vlog, you know, do whatever helps you. And if you do go on the sunbeds, or you're daft in the sun, or you don't wear sun cream, like, just please stop it. It's not worth it. It really isn't. I promise you, it's not worth it. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything more to say. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next, hopefully happier video. Bye!